I'm finally going to enter the Colosseum.
Hello, good morning. I just had the weirdest morning today. Not weird, I could have missed my connection from Venice to Rome. Because it was a waste of time on my part as well, and I believe Google in Venice or generally is really receptive. So I had a train from the station. I booked my hostel as well as the station within 5 minutes away from it. So that when I booked my hostel, in my mind, I was all clear that I have to take the train in the morning from the hostel itself, from that station itself. But then I was running around the city, and I guess before sleeping, the night before I checked what is the station that I need to take my train from, and it showed me a different place. So now, as my understanding is, the places were the same on the route, and I don't know. Thankfully, I had extra time, so I left at around 6:30. I took a bus. I went to the place that Google showed me, and then after reaching there, I realized there is no train station there. And again, I started searching on Google, and Google wasn't showing me any buses or trams back to the place. And I was about to give up because I was like, I'm gonna miss this train. But one bus came, and I sat on it, and I realized it's the same place where I was from. It's right near my hostel. Thankfully, I ran. I was able to catch my train, and I just feel like I wasn't able to ask a lot in Italy because people are not very receptive, and I was trying to ask people now and then, and one person really just said, "No, I'm not gonna help you." That was really rude. But this is my experience. Just one day in Italy. Now I'm in Rome. I hope that does not happen. So I got on my train. I'm just continuing sleeping because sleep is one thing that I'm not getting properly right now. It's very sunny in Rome. I have kept my plate in my hostel. I freshen up. I got ready. I'm very hungry. I'm gonna go out and grab a bite and just see the city. It's hot, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was very tired on the train. I was very tired last night because I've just been continuously traveling, and this experience of really missing my train kind of put me off. It made me anxious. Although it could have been alright. I try to be as calm as I can in these situations now, and then I'm able to think clearly. That is one of the good things that I learned while traveling alone. Is that you research really well, you make sure you have Google, you make sure you have everything, all the resources at hand, and then you stay calm. If anything, you're just gonna have to be a little bit extra for your next connection, which is fine. Just don't fall down, or just don't lose something. That has happened before. So that is what happened. Right now I'm in a very chilled out mood. I'm here for 2 days, not just one. I'm going to eat, see the city. I have a few things in my city that I really want to see. And Rome is one of the places that is a center point of history, right? And ever since I read Jingle and other works and how she describes when she landed in Rome, she's just taken with the city and she didn't want to go back. She started living in Rome. Except from, I guess, New York. So that just fascinated me so much. I am really looking forward to seeing if it lives up to my expectation, lives up to the hype. And yeah, how the day goes.
First order of business was, of course, breakfast. You know your girl, she needs a breakfast. So I decided to stop by the sandwich shop on my way, and I also got hold of this amazing coffee with a view. While I was at it, Italy truly does have one of the best coffee shops. This was again just a random street with a very random fountain looking so pretty, and there was also a church right in front of it. I was truly enjoying my walk. I don't know where I was going at this point, but I had an itinerary to follow. On the way, it was amazingly beautiful. Another random fountain on the street. Just another day in Rome. And just like that, while walking, I arrived at the Trevi fountain. I was told, and I also read, that it's going to be very busy. So I tried to go to the spot first. I arrived in afternoon, and as they said, it was very busy. You don't even find a spot to take a single picture. People are just hoarding around it. But in all honesty, it looked prettier than it ever did in any picture or video. It was very pretty. The water looked so pristine, so divine, and just the whole architecture of the fountain was to sit and gawk at, but you can't sit there because there are hawkers, there are people. And it was very nice because a lot of people decided to help me take pictures of myself. I got some very nice pictures by the end of it, girls who knew all the angles, and I had helped other people, other solo travelers, take their pictures. But it was a very good experience, people just helping me out and making me feel included. So as I was walking from the Trevi fountain, I came across this another structure. They are called churches now, but they were essentially depict places of worship. They are in ruins now, but they make for such a nice historical piece. The thing about Rome is you just walk and you see so many pieces of history just being on the street, cobble street, narrow alleyways, the kind of things that I like. From this place, I am entering the Pantheon, which is another place of worship, very big place of worship that used to be there, and it's a very popular tourist spot now. Again, this being a very popular tourist spot, there was a lot of rush. Loads of people taking pictures outside. I also happened to take some pictures outside. Some tourists helped me take pictures of a solo girl traveling like this, and from the first glance, it looked magnanimous. The sun was right atop it, so you can understand why it is considered to be like a very glorified temple. It essentially is a temple that was built in 600 AD, and from the inside it has like a circular dome. To enter the Pantheon, you don't need a ticket. It's free of cost, but bear in mind it's a place of worship, so you need to wear proper clothes. Make sure you read the dress code beforehand and enter accordingly. You don't want to get into any troubles to be. To talk about the weather, it was a very weird day. It started off being sunny and suddenly there was rain and hailstorm. I found myself taking shelter on the street side. I was enjoying the view, but I guess the whole of the Europe trip for me was spent in rain and hail and whatnot. The rain and the weather couldn't stop me from walking, so I walked and walked and I arrived at kind of the city center. Every city in Europe, UK has like a city square, but this wasn't the city square, it was kind of a place where you can see a lot of important buildings that were there. back from the history. A little walk from here, you can also see the Colosseum, which is right in front of this street. So it's a very popular main street. You can say it's the main street in Rome, and I arrived here, and it was so beautiful. This is the Colosseum that you can see, and this is the Roma Forum, I guess, some part of it. I was gonna go there later, but even looking at all the ruins from afar from this bridge was something. It was a piece of history that I was witnessing right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't be more grateful. Hello, I'm finally going to enter the Colosseum. It's cold outside. Somehow I managed to walk to the Colosseum by stopping on the way. Usually says that there's a long queue. I didn't find a long queue. As a matter of fact, you can book your tickets online. I will link where you can book your tickets online in the description. I think it was 18 euros with the booking ticket, and with the ticket you also get an access to the forum, the Roman Forum, which in itself is a museum. So I think all in all it's worth it if you buy both of them, and it's 24-hour access. So you can come in the morning, be there till the evening and everything. Right now I'm very hungry, I'm very tired, and it's raining. It's not perfect weather, but I'm gonna go in and have a look. Hopefully from the inside, I didn't expect it to be so grand. Colosseum is kind of this big ring, that amphitheater that was built in 72 CE by the Roman emperors, and it's famous for hosting gladiator games. It lived up to the hype. The ticket to go inside is, I think, 18 euros. If you can make it, definitely do that. It's worth witnessing the ruins. It just takes you back to all the movies that you have seen, but in such a big scale. I am at the Palatine Hill, and this is probably going to be the last stop for me today. I came here to visit the Foro Romania, which is in Latin is called Foro Romania, but it's called the Forum of Rome. It used to be a historical place where the forum used to sit, and people would talk and discuss about things. The weather today has been just the worst. There was rain, then there was a hailstorm, then there's sun again. So you would think like you'll get your sunglasses out, but then after a bit that also goes away, and then there's hail again, and my shoes are all wet and they are all dirty, which I hate. And then I haven't eaten anything the whole day. This is the thing, when I'm trying to cover a lot of things, I don't stop to eat, and this is the thing that I need to change. But I am now hungry, I'm very hangry. In a while I will just start going mad, but while I'm here I really didn't want to miss this because I don't know when the last entry is. This closes at 7, and I really wanted to visit it. I bought a ticket for the Colosseum and this together, so that would go 2 ways. Anyhow, it feels like it's going to be good. It's going to be a good end of the day for me, and then I'll get some dinner, nice dinner for myself, and call it a night, call it a day. I'll go back to my hostel and then call it a night. I'm trying to get a good night's sleep today. Tomorrow also have another day in Rome, so I'm not traveling very quickly again, but anyhow, yeah, I'll get moving. As I entered the Palatine Hill, I was very surprised by the peace and the calm. There were no people around. I was probably one of the last visitors that got in, and I found the experience a little bit more peaceful and calming than visiting the Colosseum. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed visiting the Colosseum as much as any place that lives up to the hype, and I understand why it's an important piece in the history. But because I am a very claustrophobic person, it was getting to my nerves being around so many people. And as I arrived here, I found a peace and calm. The gardens are very beautiful. They are set atop a hill, and as the sun was setting down, you can see it clearly why the kings and queens, the emperors, decided this place to be their place. If you walk a little further down from the gardens, you'll arrive at the ruins of the Roman Forum, also known by its Latin name Forum Romanum. It is a rectangular forum surrounded by the ruins of several important ancient government buildings at the center of the city of Rome. Citizens of the ancient city often referred to this place as the Forum Magnum. It's also the place where the seat of democracy was set decades back by the court people, and look for a flag that commemorate that particular incident. It's a unique experience to have. It's one of a kind experience to be around these buildings that existed hundreds of years ago, and I was so happy I got around looking at all these important buildings and ruins for myself from my naked eye. The night ended with me taking myself out to dinner to this place. Although the wait was very long, probably they didn't have a lot of tables for solo people like me, and there was a little bit of miscommunication where I had to wait a little longer. But they more than made up for it by an amazing lasagna. This was the best lasagna I have ever had in my life, and I topped it off with a little tiramisu to end my amazing day. It was one of the most amazing days of my life, and you can see me blush. My cheeks are all red, just the first bite, and I thought I'll cry because it was so good. That was it for the first day in Rome. I am excited to show you what happened on the next day.